Students, welcome to another Mr. Ness screencast. In the previous video, you learned about location and place, two of the 5 themes of human geography. Today you'll learn about a third one called region. And here are your objectives. Define all the vocab terms. Distinguish between 3 types of regions, formal, functional, and perceptual. And give 2 examples of each type of region. Pause the video, look these over, get ready to copy some vocab and take some notes. The third theme of human geography is region, an area with similar characteristics. Regions can consist of any area or areas on Earth. Anything. The areas in a region don't have to be touching. Regions can be a lot of things. They can be a part of a city or a part of a country, or a group of different countries. A region can really be any collection of space as long as that collection of space shares some common characteristic. Now I'm going to go through the types of regions and I want you to fill in the definitions for each. Let's start with formal regions, also called uniform regions. Formal regions have a boundary that is either official, like mandated by the government, or it is measurable, which means that we've created a measurable characteristic that all the places in that region measure up to. Let me say that again. A formal region has either an official or a measurable boundary. Let's look at an example of each. A formal region with an official boundary would be New York State. New York State has a defined boundary or border, and within that border, things are different than they are outside the border. For example, if you live within the border, you pay all your state taxes to the government of New York. Whereas if you live outside the border, in Pennsylvania, say, you pay all your state taxes to Pennsylvania and none of them to New York. So the formal region of New York includes all the land within the border and none of the land outside of it. Cities, counties, states, and countries are all examples of formal regions because they all have official boundaries. Now take a look at this map, which shows COVID-19 cases by state. An example of a formal region with a measurable boundary is all the states that have 100 or more COVID cases per 100,000 people. So here I have created a measurement, 10 or more cases per 100,000 people. And then I've included in my region all the states that fulfill that measurement. So in this case, my region includes those 3 dark red states, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Florida. Notice that the areas in this region don't touch each other. They don't always have to. The next type of region is called a functional or nodal region. Functional regions have a central point called a node that surrounding areas depend on in some way. The functional region includes this point and all those surrounding areas that depend on it. Metropolitan areas are a good example. A metropolitan area is the region surrounding a city in which most people who live in the region work in the city. Metropolitan areas are always functional regions because by definition, they surround a city and depend on it for jobs. In this map, the node is New York, and the shaded areas are places where lots of people commute to New York City for work. You can see that people commute to the city from Long Island, Connecticut, Southern New York State, and New Jersey. And all these areas are the functional region that is served by the central point, New York. Another example of a functional region is a delivery area. In this map of a grocery store's delivery area, the central point is the store, and the delivery area is its functional region. The last type of region is called perceptual, also known as vernacular. Perceptual regions have no official boundary and are based on people's own opinions or perceptions. Since there's no official boundary, There's often a lot of disagreement about what land is included in the region. One example are cultural regions like the Caribbean, the Middle East, or the West. This map shows cultural regions of the United States, including the South and the Midwest. These areas have broad cultural similarities, but they have no official border, and different people have different definitions of their boundaries. I was born here in West Texas. I feel like I'm from the West, or at least the Southwest. But other people tell me that since I'm from Texas, I am a Southerner. Another example of perceptual regions are neighborhoods. Neighborhoods have no official boundary. You might hear people arguing about what neighborhood they live in. Is our school in Midwood or is it in Flatbush? There's no answer to this question because there's no defined boundary between the neighborhoods. One person can say Flatbush, another can say Midwood. They're never going to settle the argument. The formal political region that most closely corresponds with a neighborhood is a precinct or a census tract. But you'll probably never hear anyone say, "Oh, you're from New York? What census tract did you grow up in?" All right, that's all for today's lesson. Review the objectives, answer them on loose leaf so that you have a reference for the do now. If you don't know the answer, rewind the video and review. See you in class.